Today is a very special PML podcast. We are doing a midday during work kind of podcast, so hopefully our employers don't find this and realize what we've been doing. Joining me today, I have Andrew Wick.
I'm not here.
And Max Krebs, who
finally on the scoreboard.
Who not only is... Oh, God. You happy about that? You happy?
That was actually a Wick. I just want you to know that was not me.
I was going to say, Max is not only dropping work to work on fantasy stuff, but he has other plans this afternoon. So he's really hoping his employers don't find this.
Yeah. You know,
Any
find
comment?
out. Well, actually, you know what? No comment. I'll just leave it at
that. So this podcast is happening because we were all talking about fantasy and the NFL, and then we were just like, we're talking a lot of stuff right now when we should be working, so let's just podcast. So that's what we're doing.
Yep, we pretty much have a side text because none of you guys ever say anything, / we just don't give you all the benefit of the doubt. So here we are.
Plus, we don't want to say anything mean about you in the main group but so we'll say mean things about you here.
Exactly. I mean, either way, whether it's the group text or this podcast, you're never going to hear it because you're never going to listen to it. So
that's so true.
Stay tuned. God, we made that joke so many times. It's depressing.
Which joke?
Just the fact that we have no listeners.
Yep. One of these days. Get triple digits.
I don't know.
After someone re-listens so many times. How about that EB and Jacob Baxter game? That was fun.
Doesn't EB currently owe us $5 because he didn't change his name this year?
It's supposed to be $5 for every week you don't do it.
Every week? Nice.
Is he the one that's always Eagles or something like that?
Yeah.
So he had that name last year? I just don't remember. I know he's always been bad about changing his name, but I didn't realize it was the same name.
We had a bet last year he and I played fantasy the same week that the Bills played the Eagles, and I think it was if whoever won both games got to change the other one's name, and I beat him in fantasy and the Eagles won. So I changed his name, and he hasn't changed it since.
It's not hard, guys. It's actually kind of fun. It took me to be fair, it did take me about 3 weeks to change my name this year, but I updated my picture, changed my name. It's kind of fun when you get around to it. The only tricky and frustrating part is when you try and find an image and it won't fit based on the little limited ESPN shitty cloud software, whatever it may be. So I had to, look for like 5 different pictures of like the same thing. But yeah, it's fun when it works.
I don't usually change my picture, but typically I come up with at least 3 pun-based names during my second morning dump, so I don't have a problem there.
A second morning dump is always key. I mean, so let's go ahead and dive right into that. So how many dumps per day do you guys usually take in the office?
I usually take we have no listeners.
So usually dump number 1 happens when I smell coffee, and then I drink, and then dump number 2 happens, and then 3 is a pre-lunch dump.
Pre-lunch, okay. Yeah. Now, depending on what you have for lunch, is there a post-lunch dump?
The question is not, is there? The question is how many?
Got it.
It's important to have a healthy bowel system.
I agree. Yeah, I remember talking, I think, after graduating college and going back to visit, I think I was talking to like Evan Dittmar once, and I was just like, first year working, and I was just like, yeah, I usually take like 3 to 4 dumps a day. And like at work, he's like, what? Like, I only have like 1 dump per day. That's weird. And like everyone looked at him like, nah, that's pretty normal.
Evan Dittmar, how's he doing?
I think he's doing well. He's probably in his 3rd year of med school. No, probably 2nd, right? Because he's a year behind Baxter in med school, I think.
Got it.
I know Baxter's older, but Baxter waited a year to start, so.
Yeah.
But I think he's doing well. I mean, I guess we could ask Liam. Maybe we should bring Liam on as a guest sometime. Or not, whatever floats your boat.
I'm not sure Liam likes us because we all dropped out of that crossover league.
We all did.
Yeah.
That league was a joke.
It's even more of a joke now.
Who'd they add to replace y'all?
Wick, you didn't drop, did you?
I did.
Oh, well, they moved it to Yahoo, and
It
they
was
have
at the Yahoo and added like defensive players and stuff, and I was like, I don't have time to do this.
They also got rid of kickers, which horrible mistake.
Oh, I bet Luke would love that league. But dude fucking hates kickers.
Kickers are fun.
Which is odd because Pittsburgh's got a pretty good one. But
I think sorry, I'm kind of distracted right now. Justin Fields' mom won't stop emailing me. It's pissing me off.
You should ask her how she feels about him not getting to play a full season and possibly missing out on a playoff.
I'm sure she would appreciate that in the middle of the workday.
I know I would.
I mean, there's only one way. There's only one way to find out. Just send her a little Skype message.
Give me your email. I'll ask her.
I already did. She didn't respond.
Oh, she ghosted you.
She's blaming all the world's problems on me and then ghosted.
Man, I am very happy that in 2 weeks we are not playing against Justin Fields. Thank you, Kirby Smart.
Thank you, Kirby.
You bum.
I want them to do their blackout. I wish that are they actually doing that this year? Are they wearing black jerseys? I can't remember.
Are we at Athens?
No, it's in Tuscaloosa.
It's home, which is a shame because we wasted our Georgia home game and this year.
It's such a shame. We would have all gone.
We don't play
Happens
them.
every
Craig
15 years.
We
Craig
won't
would have
play them
taken a
again
train
for like
down from
6
Allentown.
years, 5 years.
Yeah.
Probably won't play them in Tuscaloosa for 10.
We
Yep.
definitely won't be playing them in Atlanta this year. Not if the Florida Gators have anything to say about it.
Ouch.
Sorry, Jen.
I've honestly watched so little college football. I've only watched the Bama games.
I've seen the scores of the Florida games.
Embarrassing.
They're scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, I've
What are you
seen
doing?
the scores, and everyone's jerking off Kyle Trask.
I mean, he looks good.
Well,
What are you doing if not watching football, Craig?
I don't know, doing other stuff.
Jerking off.
Yeah, doing a lot of that.
I mean, that's a lot of whatever. It's on all day.
There's a lot of Alabama highlights. There's a lot to work with there.
Maybe they should take Maria Taylor off the pregame. I don't know.
She's already off the pregame.
Oh, then who am I
it should
jerking off
move
to?
like.
Is that
Who's
Desmond
the
Howard?
Offs. We have a great pod so far.
It's no better or worse than usual.
I agree.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right, let's talk trades because no trades have happened, and I feel like that's a mistake.
We've had 2 trades.
Unless
you mean
yeah,
just
but we
this
thought
week.
there was gonna be a lot of trades this week.
This
It's
week.
still early though. I haven't
I've
had
been
a chance
trying to
really
wheel
dive
and
in.
deal all morning, but nobody's interested.
How do I find
What
the
are your
Let me
what are
see.
some trade targets for you? Positions. Give me like what you're looking for.
I want to see
I
want to see
don't know.
what does Watson have for me to do this week.
Watson's trash.
Watson's a genius.
Yeah,
I don't know
Watson-
what you're talking about.
I would not want to be starting Watson right now. Doesn't Preston have him?
You bum.
I don't know.
I was talking about IBM Watson, although that is going to be a hashtag in my other league. I'm going to change my name to that eventually. Deshaun IBM Watson. You're welcome, Preston. Free team name.
That's a great name.
That's a terrible name.
What? It's great. They're both terrible.
Terrible. Don't talk shit about IBM Watson.
Well, I mean, some of the trades are good for me. Can't really say that about the other party.
Yeah. What I found in all my leagues this year is that there's at least like 3 people per league who just once a week go to Watson. They see a trade that's rated like 1 out of 5 fairness and they offer it anyways. And then when you like call them out, they're just like, well, Watson said it was okay.
That's literally what I do in hashtag
You did it to me yesterday, Craig.
our other league. Yeah.
I was like, no.
I keep hoping I can trick Spencer into giving me Adam Thielen for really cheap, but
Breaking news, Sam Darnold is out Sunday. Bench your Jets.
Oh no, I just got Le'Veon Bell. Shit.
he's on IR still. It's not like you're going to
I
play
know,
him
I know.
anyways.
I put him in the IR spot. It was just an easy pickup. Thank you, Tilka. I understand Le'Veon Bell's not very inspiring, but still, you don't drop a guy.
Can I bench?
Come on.
Can I bench the Jets in wins pool and pick up a free agent team?
Are the Panthers a free agent in wins pool?
They are.
Dude, it would be oh my gosh. They're gonna. We were all talking about the Jags and how we were stupid not to pick up the Jags. Dude, the Panthers are gonna make us look really dumb when they win 7 games. God.
The Jags won week 1 and then they've lost everything since, right?
No, they have 2 wins.
They have 2?
Oh no, sorry. I thought we were still talking about the Panthers. Yeah, Jags only have 1 win.
Okay.
Yeah, they suck.
So that's not a bad miss, but the Panthers probably are at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons. Where were the Falcons picked again?
2nd round at some point.
Shit,
Oof.
man. Who has
That's
them?
rough.
I think. I want to say Preston, but I don't think so. I think it's Preston because he had the Hawks.
Let's look it up right now.
Tilka has the Falcons.
Look at us.
Let's see. And yeah, Falcons could be a league loser for someone if they were really a 2nd round pick. I mean, goddamn. This is even worse than last year.
I'm looking at the Jets as a league loser, honestly. I have 2 teams in the top 10
But you took them in the last round.
You took the Jets?
Yeah.
You took them in the last round.
That's pretty tough.
I mean, I'm not too upset about it. I took them for the memes, so.
Yeah.
Well, remember last year they finished like 7-9, right? Because they had a really good ending to the season. I could say you might be fooled by that. It happens.
I love that this is the 2nd year in a row someone had 2 teams that tied.
I didn't realize that.
It happened last year. Baxter had the Lions and the Cards. No,
I mean, it's a best case scenario. I got a point. I'll take it.
that's not best case scenario. You would have left that game with a point either way. Both teams can't
I'm
lose.
looking-
No, but it's best case scenario because I get a point and it's memes.
Let's do a little trivia now, right? I'm looking at the NFC standings. In the NFC East,
I knew it.
what team has the best point differential, and what is that point differential?
Best point diff in the NFC.
I bet it's the Redskins, and it's probably like -6 or something.
I think it has to be Washington because the Cowboys have only won a game by 1 point.
The answer is the Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
They have the best point diff at -20.
Holy
What?
shit!
Yeah.
Oh, right. The Rams
Meanwhile-
blew the Eagles out. I forgot about that.
Meanwhile, the last place team in the NFC West, the San Francisco 49ers, what is their point differential?
Probably like
20.
plus. I'm gonna say +15.
Plus 36.
Holy shit!
That's probably higher. That's higher than the Seahawks one.
Yes, it is actually.
Yeah.
Seahawks are 4-0.
close. Seahawks love their close games.
Well, the Niners haven't played any NFC West teams, have they?
Yes, they lost to the Cards.
Oof.
Tough.
The Cardinals, man. Preseason darlings. What are we thinking about them now?
In other news, the Titans are 3-0 with a point differential of +6. Go figure.
Yeah, all their games have been very close.
Their defense is
I don't think
good.
the Titans are not capable of blowing people out with how bad their defense is playing.
The
offense.
It sucks that they didn't play the Steelers because that game would have been a good barometer for how good that team actually is.
What do you mean by the way their defense is playing? I don't think there's a lot of playing going on.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. But, in the defense, well, I guess there is no defense. Man, that's rough. Okay, tough crowd. All right.
Tough crowd.
I wish, it would have been, if they had lost to the Steelers, then I think that really would have pulled the mask off of who the Titans really are.
Ew. It's getting worse. All right.
Let's go to commercial.
Let's do some live trades here. I'm going to trade. Craig. I'm going to trade him Tyler Lockett, and in return, I'll get James Conner.
Wow, I would win that
that's
trade
an
by a
interesting
huge
trade.
margin. Done.
Done.
All right, trade done.
You're starting Tom Brady this week? Bold.
Well, I think he has to.
He's like QB3.
He had 30 points last week.
Yeah.
I thought he was like really shit in fantasy all year, but he's the quarterback 7, which is kind of surprising.
He had a bad game
it's 'cause
against
there's a
Carolina.
I think the issue is, from what I'm seeing at least, and I haven't really researched this, but I think for quarterbacks this year, there's like an upper tier, and then there's a substantial drop off. Like this tier might be like 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking at people's rosters to try to upgrade quarterbacks, and I keep seeing guys like in the same tier as the quarterback I have on my roster. I just don't trust a guy in my roster ever because I just suck at quarterbacks this year.
Who are you starting now?
I didn't switch quarterbacks yet this week, so right now I still have Joe Burrow. They're playing the Ravens, and the Ravens secondary hasn't been great, but at the same time, I don't feel good about this matchup at all.
Your options are Burrow and who? Is that it?
I don't have a backup quarterback. I would have to look at the waivers. I actually considered picking up. I dropped Brees forever ago.
Got it.
It's probably a mistake, but I guess I'd rather would have skill position players on my bench, just because like I wanted depth for that. So I dropped a quarterback. I think Kevin has him now.
Kevin does have him. So I'm looking at quarterbacks, and it's QB 6 is the drop off, which I have 6 and 7.
It's funny.
It goes Aaron Rodgers at 6 has 103 points, and Tom Brady at 7 has 85.
Jeez.
And then
I have Dak who's putting up like 50 a game. He's still number 2 to I think either Russ or Josh Allen, one of the two.
it's Russ. Allen is
Russ.
3.
Yeah, but like if you have any of those top 3 guys there, and then even Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson probably. I know Lamar Jackson's not actually. I think Lamar might be like QB9 right now, but he had a dud against the Chiefs, so it didn't help.
He's 8. Murray's 5.
I asked Joe
Mahomes
if he was
4.
willing to trade Lamar. He said no. Don't blame him.
David and Njoku, huh?
You want him?
Is he
No,
playing?
I'm just making a comment. Greg just picked him up.
So I'm actually kind
really?
of salty about that. I don't think I'm going to miss having Zach Moss. He's done nothing for me, and it seems like Singletary's pretty much the number 1 guy now, but it's bullshit that I can't add a guy to the IR spot. I had to drop someone and then add him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to have him on the roster first, then move him to the IR spot. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I did that with
Do you
Bell
guys know what happens when you have a player on the IR that's no longer IR eligible? Because I just found that out.
They make you move him to the main roster.
You can't make any waiver wire moves until you move him to the roster.
Drop somebody. Yep. Because that happened to me. Because I had Josh Gordon, and he's not even back in the team, and they said he's no longer eligible, which I don't get. And I was like, well, fuck this. So I just dropped him.
He's probably worth. I mean, the thing about Josh Gordon is like, even if he does get reinstated, he's gonna be a great wide receiver 3. But like, I just don't ever see him being like to the point where you could actually feel good about starting him. Like he'll probably have a couple like big weeks, but it's just so unpredictable.
Doesn't he have to serve a suspension after he gets reinstated, anyways, or not?
No, he would just be reinstated.
He'd be eligible to play immediately.
Yeah, but it's like he probably hasn't had any reps with his team for a year. He got cut or whatever. So
the other frustrating thing with that is, like I had Galladay, and Wick, you probably feel this with Godwin too, but it's like if they're listed as questionable, they can't be in the IR spot, but then they're listed out on Thursday. So then it's like you can't make any waiver moves on Tuesday.
You can't put somebody who's out in the IR spot. They have to be actually on IR.
No, they don't. No, they can be out. If someone's out or doubtful, I think you can put them in an IR spot.
I tried that like last week. Didn't work.
If they're doubtful, I don't think you can move them to the IR spot.
Weeks 1 and 2, I would move Galladay
by moving Austin Eckler. If Preston, if you're listening to this, try and move Austin Eckler, who's listed as doubt, to the IR spot. If you can, you win free Arby's. Congratulations, free Arby's giveaway. We're talking about beef, roasted cheddar, or whatever the fuck it's called. We're talking about curly fries. We're talking about mozzarella sticks, Jamocha shake. It's all yours.
You forgot about the gyros.
Gyros.
2 for $6 gyros. Gyros.
All right, so since we have no topics, I think our next bit here, we should take a look at the standings and give our thoughts on each team, just as some content.
Sure.
I'm going
content.
bottom.
What's content?
I'm going bottom to
I'm
top.
gonna rely on you guys to read
Bottom
this
to top?
out because I'm still working.
I'm half working.
Starting with not a real Green Bay team owner.
So hold on. Is Kevin actually an owner or not? Because it sounded like he didn't vote. I'm confused.
He owns a fucking piece of paper that says he owns part of the Packers, but it's worthless.
Does he have a vote?
No, you can't sell it.
bamboozled.
It's a fundraising tool. It's what they use to expand Lambeau. It's a $300 piece of paper. Kevin, if you're listening to this, you're a fraud.
Wow. Okay.
Kevin, if you're listening to this, thank you for Joe Mixon.
Fucking ridiculous.
I hope you're glad with the one good game he's going to have for the next 2 years.
I'll take that one. I'll take that one game.
So not only is Kevin a fraud in real life, he's also a fraud in fantasy because he shouldn't even have one win. His team stinks.
So it's not good, but it's kind of scary because he has 3 Kansas City Chiefs and somehow 4 San Francisco 49ers, which are, like, if healthy, really good offenses. So, like, I played Kevin week 1, and I had a big league going into Monday, but he had both Mahomes and Hill. And it's one of those things where, like, if Hill goes off, then Mahomes did too. So he's never, like, an easy win for somebody because he has that one good week and you just get crushed.
But, I mean, in the one power rankings that we've had this year, written by yours truly, I even said that, but it's like, I had the same kind of thing on Monday night where he hadn't had Mahomes or Hill play, but he was still down 80 points.
Well, if it's 80, it's not going to matter.
I think that's going to be the case going forward because I think the Ravens OC is stupid and doesn't know how to use his running backs. I think Deebo Samuel's overrated. Cooper Kupp is okay, but I don't think I would have wanted him in a trade.
I mean, I'm looking at Kevin's, like, his player rankings for the year, though. They're not bad. I mean, he's got a top 5 receiver, a top 5 quarterback, the number 1 tight end. Like,
yeah, but he just picked him up.
1 or 2 more flex pieces, I think.
Big asterisk on number 1 tight end.
Dude.
So, for what it's worth, I was also looking at Kevin's roster because I wanted to try and trade for Mahomes. And, like, I was going to – like, he didn't want to trade Mahomes. He doesn't want – which I don't blame him at all. But, yeah, I was trying to – like, I saw that
Wait,
he
what?
needs, like,
Someone didn't want to
pieces.
give you Mahomes? That's weird.
No.
It's amazing.
What an idea.
Yeah, I was trying to get Mahomes.
Not giving away a quarterback.
Going to try and trade him like a flex piece and like another starter, but and I think in a tight end. And he said, nah. And I was like, fair enough. So I'm just desperate to get quarterback help. It's horrible.
Gardner Minshew's available.
Fuck you.
Well, all right. Again, I think we've wasted enough time on Preston's team. Or, sorry, not Preston, Kevin's team.
Yeah, Preston's team's not even worth talking about.
Oof. We're going to talk about it.
Who's next? Is
Okay.
it Craig?
Nope. Max Krebs.
It's probably me.
Max Krabs.
It's me.
Why do you need quarterback help? You have Joe Burrow.
He had a whopping 15 points last week.
He's QB9.
Yeah, but every time I start a quarterback.
Man, Krebs is as big
They
of a
always-
Bengals fan as Wick. He's got Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, and Randy Bullock. AJ Green on the bench.
I don't know why I haven't dropped
Or
AJ Green
Bengals.
yet. I guess I'm holding out for him getting traded to a team.
You
but
need to pick up
honestly,
Gio. Some Gio
No.
Bernard, some Who's Mazada.
Real quick comment about my team. I just so yesterday, I was second in the waiver order, and Kevin. I'd been texting Kevin. He made it pretty clear that he was going for the tight end for the Packers. So I knew I was going to get Le'Veon Bell, which, like, even though he's kind of shit now, it's still like a solid.
Like, you
pickup on
asked
the
Kevin
waiver
who
wire.
he was picking up?
No, I was talking about a trade with him for Mahomes, and he said that I don't need a tight end. I'm about to pick up the number 1 tight end because he knew he was a waiver wire number 1. So I was like, oh, excellent. Like, I was like, give me Le'Veon Bell. So, but anyways, yeah, this morning I picked up I saw the Browns because my second waiver claim was the Browns running back who no one picked up. So I picked him up because I was like, well, the Browns seem to like giving carries to 2 different backs. And so for the next 6 weeks, it'll be Kareem Hunt, number 1, and then whoever this Johnson guy is, number 2. So figured why not?
I liked when you offered me Julio for Connor and then took it back, and then Julio was like dead.
Yep.
Karma right
Yeah.
there.
The thing, if I can somehow survive, I still think that Julio can have a good year. But the thing is, he needs to probably miss this week and the next week. So that's 2 more weeks without
You
Julio.
got 2 more?
I think he needs to. I don't think he will. But I mean, a hamstring injury, you need to you cannot come back from it until you're pretty much 100%, because otherwise you're just going to re-aggravate it.
Yeah.
So, as long as I have that Mike Davis
You might
guy,
go on like IR, honestly.
yeah. I mean, a IR thing would make me feel pretty good, because I'd feel really good about him after that.
He had a good week 1, but the last 3 weeks he's combined for 5.6 points in 3 weeks.
Because he hasn't been healthy since week 1.
Yeah.
I think that normally, I mean, a normal week for him is going to be over 100 yards, because that's pretty much what he averages for his career. But he's not healthy right now, and it's clearly showing. I mean, he only played half the game on Monday night, and I think he still led the team in yards. So that's just really bad. Matt Ryan owners sell.
Does that include the Falcons?
Who's trying to sell Matt Ryan?
Jared. Jared, I'll never forget. Jared offered me Cam Newton for Joe Mixon on like Thursday or Friday last week, and then Cam Newton went in COVID IR, and Mixon had 8 points or something like that.
Jared, Matt Ryan's not even an ownable player almost.
And no one needs 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
All right.
No one has who? Well, all right. I guess we can go on to the next topic then. That was a winner.
Max is done crying about his team.
There's nothing to cry about anymore.
Next is Tilka.
Tilka.
Does Tilka still have Tua? Because I saw he picked up a quarterback today.
Oh,
so he has 3 quarterbacks on his roster.
He picked up Gardner.
He picked up Minshew. Why? He has Lamar Jackson.
Tilka has 6 Bama guys.
So Tilka,
it's the typical Tilka team.
Tilka is having a much worse year than me, in my opinion. He dropped Chark and Le'Veon Bell. When he didn't even have to drop Bell, he could have left him on his IR. What happened?
I was very confused.
Also,
I think that the morals from this is we should never have children.
So I just want to point out he dropped Chark because he probably didn't want to drop Henry Ruggs.
That's so bad.
Ruggs is wide receiver 119, but he's still on Tilka's roster.
He's been hurt though, right?
He was hurt the last 2 weeks, but
he's missed I think a couple weeks. But even still, I would never want to be playing a rookie receiver except for maybe CeeDee Lamb.
He also has Tua still. And
yeah,
he has Younghoe Q.
Hey, he's a great kicker.
Roster, there's a lot of faith being put in Todd Gurley's knees and Will Fuller's hamstrings, which I'm very worried about.
And Greg Olson's feet.
Exactly.
He has Gronkowski. Gronkowski's going to get more catches
right now at an incredibly slow rate.
OJ. But still, he has a quarterback who hasn't seen the field, a wide receiver who's been hurt, a backup kicker. Just weird roster management.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, moving on.
Craig's team.
Yuck.
I'm pretty happy with my team now. I still don't like Melvin Gordon, but I can't complain anymore because he pretty much won me my game, I guess.
Running back 11? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had 2 pretty good weeks in a row, I think. I mean, when Philip Lindsay went down, it really just kind of allowed him to take over that backfield. Whatever happened to Royce Freeman? Did he just die?
I
saw him get a carry last week.
He got a couple carries, and he might have had positive yardage, but it's he still wasn't that good.
He might have had positive yardage. Damn.
I think
still holding on to AP, huh?
What?
Still holding on to AP, huh?
Well, if you saw, 2 weeks ago, I started DeAndre Swift over AP, and AP was the main runner. And then last week I started AP over DeAndre Swift, and then DeAndre Swift got more points.
No.
So I'm kind of holding on to both of them as handcuffs, I guess. Neither is the handcuff. They're both the starter and the handcuff.
You have 4 buys.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm lucky I'm playing Preston this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will probably be the easiest one of the season. I mean, I don't even think he's made any waiver wire moves. He's down Christian McCaffrey and I assume Austin Eckler. I think I saw he had Frank Gore in his lineup.
Yep. Justin Jackson got picked up by someone else.
Just an absolute disaster.
Is AJ Brown going to play for you this week, Craig, or not?
Is who?
The Titans aren't going to play.
AJ Brown?
Probably not. He's in my lineup right now just in case, but I'm picking up a wide receiver just in case.
Got it. All right, everyone, right now, pick up all the receivers for Craig.
Man, that'd be bad if whoever has the number one waiver priority could really screw me.
Is it you?
It's Craig.
I don't care to look at this.
Suck my dick.
No.
Wait, there's no one to pick up anyways. You pick up
Au contraire.
Craig's going for Josh Gordon.
Is he on the waivers now? You dropped him already?
I dropped him. He's not going to play for like 6 weeks.
He's not even worth having, except for the. Actually, I take that back. That meme power is pretty good. Real quick, number count. How many minutes are we at right now?
32.
I think it's been pretty rich. I could go for another 30 easy. It's very simple.
We should put a disclaimer that they could fast forward like the first 10 minutes because that's when we're talking about bowel movements.
I thought it was fun. It was. I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to that conversation.
All right, I think we're on Preston's team now.
Yep, the guy I play this week, and we were kind of just talking about him. He's kind of fucked. He
sunk.
Yeah, his running backs are rough.
He has not been playing the waiver wire.
I would consider trading him Mike Davis, so he has like the handcuff to McCaffrey, but he has no one worth trading for.
You don't think you'd take Deshaun Watson?
No, I actually don't want Deshaun Watson at all. He's been even worse than Burrow.
Calvin Ridley?
I'll take Calvin Ridley.
He needs him this week, but when Juju can... Oh, no, Juju is playing. Yeah.
I might trade Preston just because he needs a running back help so bad.
Yeah, we'll get to Wick's team, but Wick's team has a lot.
You could probably trade for Calvin Ridley. I don't know. Preston will probably do that thing where he'll like text everyone in the league, like, "Is this a good trade?" It's like, make your own decisions. You can do that.
Has he not already? Fred?
I think he's been busy. I don't think he's done anything.
Huh.
He's either working on the election or playing Rocket League.
He was in Rocket League a lot yesterday.
He's got that double Colt setup. Always strong.
The double.
I mean,
he was playing Rocket League yesterday when he should have been looking at waivers.
Phillip Rivers and Rodrigo. It's a powerful.
Did y'all hear that stat? Did you guys hear that stat about T.Y. Hilton? I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think he hasn't had over 80 yards receiving since Andrew Luck retired.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's insane.
Also, a little fun bit of trivia. When I was looking, when I saw Preston got 43 points, and I was looking at like what the low record was. If you go back in the league history past like 17 or 18, they don't give you the rosters for a given week, which kind of sucks because I really wanted to see what the rosters were for those 35 and 36 point games, but you can only see what their final roster was.
That sucks.
Yeah. I actually don't remember who Kenneth Barrow was though, and that was Kevin's starting running back, and I don't know that person. Just crazy.
He was probably I bet it was a Jets running back. And someone was like, whoever they're running.
I think it was a Charger.
Maybe. That sounds like a Kevin move. If there's like injuries to RB1 and RB2 for a team, and Kevin's like, I'll pick up RB5. He'll get touches.
I mean, it might have been his only option back then. I totally forget.
It probably was.
All right, let's move on.
Jared's
who's next? Jared?
The negotiator.
The negotiator.
Yeah, hold on real quick while we're on Jared. So I already mentioned the trade he tried to do with me last week. What was the one he sent Craig or Wick? Because I think he thinks that like the best way to do trade negotiation is like lowball someone, and he's like, but then they counter, and then you meet common ground. That's just not how it works for fantasy.
No.
The one he sent me was ironically for Chubb before he got injured, and it was something like Josh Kelly and Devontae Parker or something, which I just didn't even like look at, to be honest.
Yeah, is Parker playing well this year? I know he was great last year, but it doesn't seem like he's had that same success.
He's a wide
He's
receiver
been hurt a couple
24.
weeks of training.
Okay, I mean, we'll talk more about receivers when we get to Luke. I know he was getting very triggered the other day, so we'll just stick to Jared here.
He only has the two quarterbacks now. I forget who his third was, but he dropped him. Rashad Penny and Jalen Hurd in his IR spots. Kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't like the Jalen Hurd one's kind of funny. I think he just pretty much did it strictly for memes. I hope.
I'm getting Zaxby's delivered. Should I get the club sandwich or the Big Mac snacks?
The chicken sandwich.
I always get the club. I love the club.
So good.
I think I'm going to get the club.
Especially if you can get it with either ranch or buffalo sauce or
do you have the
blue cheese.
Do they have the southern something like the tomato lettuce?
They have the Sensation salad. All those commercials are for.
Fuck! Now I'm getting hungry. We need to wrap this up.
It's our wrap
At Arby's.
I'm thinking Arby's. Okay. Anything on Jared's team?
I'm not looking at it, so no.
Okay.
I think him drafting Jonathan Taylor is saving him.
It's good.
Yeah, even though he hasn't played well.
Bench, like, comparatively, it's pretty strong.
It's okay. All right.
I actually like my bench.
Wick's team.
My team just sucks.
Wick's team.
Again,
Wick's team.
Tell
me about his team.
You don't have any, like... Well, you had Connor, and then you traded him, but all of your running backs are, like, huge... Like, good trade bait, honestly. Except for Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's and Clyde Edward-Helaire. But, like...
Clyde, I feel like, is like, my bell cow. He's an RB1 for sure.
Well,
Kareem is an RB1 until Chubb comes back, and then he's back to an RB2. And then the rest of them are, like, kind of low to mid RB2s / flex options.
Gibson, Harris is, question mark. Henderson and Akers.
Yeah.
I would say Henderson is the better one. Because I already dropped
Henderson is
Akers.
better for now. Akers is better for long term, so I'm keeping them both for the time being. I might trade one of the two.
Not a bad team. You're getting fucked by Chris Godwin. I know how that is.
Godwin.
I heard that he they haven't said a lot about Godwin, but I heard that he could have torn his hamstring.
I don't think he'd be questionable if he had a torn hamstring.
Well, he's definitely not playing this week, and I don't think he's playing the next week either because he hasn't practiced yet. So my guess is what will happen is next week he'll probably do limited practices a couple times, and then they'll keep him out another game, and then he'll come back the week after.
I had heard they called him out early because they're playing a Thursday game this week. They just knew he was out, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I saw his little news for the day is saying that he hasn't practiced yet this week, and there's no way. For hamstrings, you typically have to do limited practices to even have a chance to play.
I mean, like Wick said, if they're playing on Thursday, might as well keep holding them out.
Yeah.
Just don't even risk it until Tuesday or Wednesday.
They're also, as long as they keep winning, they're probably just going to wait until because I think Godwin's a perfect fit for Brady, so they probably don't want to fuck that up.
The Bucs are a sneaky injured team right now. They have a lot of people out.
I'm really, really digging the Fournette injury. It's really caused Ronald Jones to flourish.
Oh, yeah, he's doing great, man.
He actually did play really well last week, so.
Okay, moving on to Luke's team, who, again, Luke's team's only good because we bullied him into it.
I mean, yeah, but it had to be done, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He was just like, my team's so bad. Fuck you. You're scoring 120 points a week. Yeah,
I mean, as long as Josh Allen keeps playing like this, he's going to have a pretty
Yeah, as long as Josh Allen
roster.
keeps this up, he's gonna definitely get a first round bye and lose his first game.
For the
I'm just kidding.
memes.
He won't. He's not getting a first round bye because Baxter and EB are just gods.
Yeah,
But
this is the S tier of our league.
I think
this is
I might
2020
like
is a very weird year.
better than EB, actually.
What was that?
I might actually like Luke's team better than EB's team.
Yeah, spit out some of the players. I'm not looking at it right now. Spit out some of his players. I know he's got Jacobs and
He's got Josh Allen.
God, can you imagine if you could start Josh Allen at tight end, RB1, QB1, RB2?
Not bad for a running back.
I bet he's not a bad kicker either.
Remember when Chad Johnson used to get extra points occasionally?
Yeah. Chad Johnson.
You would remember that really well, wouldn't you, Wick?
How good
That
was
was
he?
a man back then, yeah.
Back then.
Back in the golden days. TJ Hushmanzada.
He was a legend. He was a true wide receiver one for that team.
Oh, yeah.
He really was.
All right, let's move on to Baxter.
Baxter.
Tough loss this week. That was the best game of the season in our league by far.
Man, Aaron Jones he kept on giving all those freaking touches to Jamal Williams. Piece of shit.
Strange.
This is a classic Packers. This is what they do. Like they're just like, oh, we have a good thing going. Put in the other guy.
Also, I think Baxter deserves a shout out because in previous years he'd have 4 bye players in his lineup until Saturday night, and this year he's on top of it. Already made the moves.
I do question not dropping the kicker and picking up another kicker, but whatever. I can't complain. He's
It's the Lions guy. It's his one Lions player.
second best. He's got the second best record, so can't really doubt his.
Who are we to question?
Oh well.
Cool. Going to Evan?
On to Evan.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess Baxter doesn't. He probably deserves more time, but we're just not good enough to give that to him.
Baxter's team's really good. That's all that's left to say.
Yeah, Baxter, congratulations.
The other team that's really good is Evan Brandon.
Yeah, you said Wick. Before we start, Evan, Wick, you tell me why you see doubt. You have some doubts in this team, so go ahead and start it off with that. We'll discuss. Well, you said you like Luke's team more, so there's got to be some doubt.
Well, yeah, I mean, just it's a studs and duds team, and Evan seems like the one person who's had all the studs stay healthy, which is incredible considering I have 4 IR players. So
I wouldn't say all of it. I wouldn't say Mostert going into the season was a stud, but he hasn't been healthy. He's just chugging along. Derrick Henry didn't even play last week. Chugging along.
I don't know.
I mean, I will say that Jags run definitely.
Yeah, that was a hell of a pickup, and I think having the Chiefs D and kicker is also a hidden boost.
Everyone knew Butker was good, but he had just added the Chiefs D. I don't remember who his defense was. I know he pulled them off of waivers.
I don't know about rostering Jameson Crowder, but the rest of the team's pretty damn solid.
He had Broncos D to start the year.
Got it.
Actually, no, he had Bills and Vikings, and then he dropped them.
I mean, if Evan wins 2 more games, he's already locked into a playoff spot almost, because usually the line is somewhere around 6-7, 7-6. Just pretty crazy. You can already start planning for the playoffs right now.
He's earned
Knock
it.
on wood to happen. I think we lost Max.
I think he got cut out. He's muted.
Yeah.
Oh well. He didn't have anything good to say anyways. He's an idiot.
Nah.
That's crazy that EV can pretty much get a playoff spot right now.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. That's a crazy team. If that strategy works, it's really hard to stop.
I mean, I don't see it. I mean, I know we joke about studs and duds, but it's does he have duds?
What all did I miss? I just got a phone call, so I don't even know if you guys could hear me.
No, we couldn't.
we talk who we talk about studs.
We're still
EB's
talking about
roster.
EB.
Well, I think the key, Craig, is he just made some like really good pickups. Like James Robinson is now an RB1 out of nothing, right? Robbie Anderson wasn't really drafted, and he's like a top 20 receiver on the year. Like if you can do that strategy and hit on a few ads, like it's really hard to stop.
Well, yeah, that's everyone's ideal, but I think to me the biggest question mark was CeeDee Lamb, but it wasn't because of CeeDee Lamb, it was because of the rest of the offense. But Dak's throwing the ball 60 times a game.
CeeDee Lamb is actually playing really well, but I wouldn't say that like he's for sure a must-start guy the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a couple of very like good scenarios for him to thrive.
There's definitely going to be 2 or 3 weeks where Lamb and Robbie Anderson combine for like 5 points, and he's going to get fucked. But like as long as they
Robbie Anderson and him might cost him a playoff game. I mean, you can't rely on. I'm sorry, you just can't rely on Robbie. I mean, he beat me week 1. He crushed me, but
yeah,
that's just not going to happen.
It's his best option because I cursed Mike Evans, so he's not going to provide.
Did you just curse him?
Didn't realize you already cursed him.
I cursed Mike Evans years ago, guys. Come on.
Did y'all got that game a couple weeks ago? 2 catches, 2 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's some Mike Tolbert shit. That was incredible.
Maybe I'm just higher on Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, I just got a phone call from I just got a phone call from the recruiter, like literally an hour before the interview I'm supposed to have, saying they've canceled the position.
Oh no!
I was just like, I had like all these tabs open of like questions to ask and like research for the company. I'm just like, well, I can close these now.
Fuck, dude.
That sucks. Sorry, Krebs.
There's a job that just came up at Cadence that I may apply for now. So I would have rather have jumped ship than stay. But I'll look at this position.
Or you can get a job that's actually in Atlanta. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe I should take a browse, see what's out there.
Are the Braves hiring?
Oh, I have a friend who works for the Braves.
Tell him fuck you.
That means nothing.
Why does my sister
damn, I wish I could have contributed more to the
travel every weekend? It's ridiculous.
I noticed that
Your
too.
sister gets to travel every weekend?
Like we don't talk a ton, but like whenever I see like her stuff on social media, it's like she's in a different state. I'm like, are you traveling more than anybody else I know? It's crazy.
Is it for work or she just likes to travel?
Just like screwing around.
Okay, well, hey, cheap flights. What can I say?
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I hopefully, we don't know what COVID will be like. This is the open invitation to everyone listening to this pod. But eventually we're planning to try and go back to Vegas. We don't know if we'll have Tilka this time since he's bad now.
No, just back to Vegas. It makes it sound like we were there once before.
We had tickets to go to Vegas. How about that?
Max, on the contrary, I feel like now that Tilka's a dad, it's almost easier to go because you can like carve out a specific non-baby time.
True.
Like I feel like it's doable.
I mean,
he could just bring the baby.
Yeah, I mean, they had a baby in Hangover. That worked out okay.
And it was an Asian guy.
Oh my god.
All right, we are at going on 50 minutes.
Look, it's been a little long, but I mean, I think the listeners out there, and I appreciate this spot. I think it's been pretty solid. I don't think
Before
this has really
we go, more breaking news to discuss on Twitter. Dan Quinn's job status has not been discussed by the Falcons.
That's pretty breaking. I'm surprised.
Dude, Dan Quinn's a fucking genius. I mean, seriously, hiring a bunch of like ex-Bucks coaches was like the best thing he could have done for his job security.
He must have some crazy blackmail right now.
I think Arthur Blank's just an idiot, but that probably too. I'm just looking forward to more Trey Julio rumors. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of those this season. So, it should be good. I will say this, though. If he'd gone to the Patriots, that would have been a disaster for Julio. He would have caught, like, 10 footballs the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's a rough offense right now.
Like that would make no sense for, like, if anything, the Patriots would trade for, like, more offensive linemen. They're good, since they're absolutely a run-first team. But Damian Harris, I'm excited to see how he'll do. Hopefully he gets given a chance to be kind of like a bell cowish back, but you never know with Belichick.
Like,
I mean,
with the Pats, I feel like once every 3 to 4 years, just like one back emerges and becomes like the top running back in the league, and like the other 2 or 3, it's a rotating door of shit. So I'm just praying that this is the year where they give Damian like a crap ton of carries.
I hope so. I mean, Sonny Michel's an IR, and he's really the only other like bell cowish back on the roster. Because
like,
all the other guys are specialists. Like James
didn't James White finish as like the RB4 like 3 years ago or something?
But it was strictly from pass catching.
Yeah, but still, I mean that's awesome if you can get it.
Yeah, for sure. I think I had him last year, and I think I dropped him. He didn't do so well.
Did you guys see Damian's big run on Monday when he was like 40 yards downfield and just kind of like lost his steam and ended up running out of bounds? I was like, that's my Damian.
That's Damian Harris.
Every time.
He gets caught from behind every time.
Yeah.
But hey, you can't criticize a guy too much for getting 40 yards. So.
No, I'm not actually criticizing him.
No, it is hilarious though. He's always caught from behind.
All right. Well, I have Zaxby's almost here, so I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I just got a 1 to 130 free slot, so maybe I might be playing some Apex this afternoon.
Nice.
All right.
What? Seriously, an hour before the interview. What a joke.
That sucks, dude.
Sucks to suck.
Well, peace out, and hope PML enjoys the pod. And Ollie Watkins with the hat trick. Let's go EPL.
All right, I'll see y'all later.